You asked for him, we got him. Chris Lacey, really 140, he's back today. And he's brought a couple of beers.
Yes.
What have we got, Chris?
Well, they're from our friends in the north, Buxton Brewery. And this is Wolfscote. Now, for people who've seen me on here before, normally I come loaded with a whole hat full of hops.
Yeah.
The world's a different place these days, you know. I'm a little bit away from the scene, and you might not have seen much of me, but I've been playing around in the background and seeing what's going on. We're moving away from that fashion of crazy hops and how many different hops can you chuck in, because there's a hop shortage anyway.
Yeah.
So where are we going to go? Where did Buxton go with this?
Yeah, they've gone into this black sour.
Yeah.
Probably Chris is introducing a new style of beer to me after 2,000 beers. That's quite an achievement, I think.
Yeah. And I've not seen this anywhere else. So I've tried a few sour beers. This is only 3.3%, so it's kind of a table beer as well.
Yeah.
And
yeah, definitely a table beer.
I like the idea of it. What's the purpose? Well, we'll find out now whether it's where it belongs and why you might have it.
Yeah. And another beer that Chris has brought. I know we're going to talk a little bit about another brewery now. I do apologise, but smoke on the opening. Well, I'm just going to show you really. There seems to be a little thing going on with day drinking.
Yeah.
Now, AM, PM by Thornbridge, obviously saying you can drink in the morning, you can drink in the afternoon. You've got Founders All Day IPA, which is here, we've been drinking it. We don't drink all the beers in the world, I promise you. That's here in Nevada.
As well, yeah.
All Day IPA, there we go. So, All Day IPA. I think where you're going with this, the table beer is a beer that you can basically drink tea time, lunch time,
breakfast,
evening time, whenever you want.
Let's put it on your cornflakes.
Yeah, 3.3%.
It's the idea of small beer, isn't it? Beer doesn't need to knock your socks off. It doesn't need to make you drunk. It needs to be a pleasurable experience, and it needs to be something you take and you just do in your own good time. And if it's not getting you sloshed, fine. Yeah. The whole point of drinking it isn't to get sloshed. It's
a social experience, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, immediately, this reminds me of the Beavertown Russian Kvat.
Okay. That was what was it called? It had a funny name, didn't it? Uncle something or other.
Yeah. Russian Kvat. It was a style of beer that, it was low ABV, the head dissipated quickly, as it's done here, and it was a darker coloured ale.
Yeah.
It wasn't a sour, I'm not saying it's a sour beer. It just kind of reminds me, it's the same kind of low ABV.
And the thing is with Buxton is that I think everything I've had from them, not to say they're the same, that's the wrong thing, and not to say they're not brilliant, because they are, but everything is identifiably a Buxton beer. So you've got your Axe Edge and your Wild Boar and your Moortop, and they're all, you could tell they're from the same family. From the nose, I'm not clear it's the same family straight off.
No. I think I'm picking up a little bit of chocolate malt in here.
Blackberry maybe?
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. Not much of the sourness coming through, but that's going to be in the taste, I imagine. So. Yeah. Dive in, shall we? Cheers. Wow. Ooh, lots going on. That brings a smile to the face. The sourness was not any aroma, but immediately as it touched the lips, yeah, sour kind of. Them spaceships, you get the little space saucer suits you get.
God, yeah, with flying saucers, yeah.
That's the ones.
Yeah, there's a little zing of that. And there's this lovely little. It is berry fruits. It is blackberries, raspberry. A bit like when you get you can buy the frozen kind of berries and you put them in a little bit of meringue or something like that. Almost that fizz of the meringue sweetness, but with the sharpness of those berry fruits. Blackberries, straight off the bush. In the summer, take them off. Alright, maybe then they got a little bit of green left in them. Maybe pop them in.
Yeah,
it's still great.
The early the early blackberry, maybe the late August blackberry, they're not quite ready yet. That ultimate sharpness, that sourness, if you like.
And it's a childhood memory for me.
Yeah.
You know, you go and take advantage of the fruits of the forest, but when you're out there, you know,
Yeah,
larking around in the woods, we don't get to do that anymore.
Yeah.
If nothing else, otherwise we get suspicious and cross. Yeah. Yeah, what are you boys doing in the woods?
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah.
No, I had a little bit of that roasted malt come through on the back end, did you? A little bit of chocolate, a little bit of...
Yeah, and that's the counterbalance there.
Yeah.
The difference is there's no hop, is there? And I think they make mention of that on there.
Oh, really?
A full roast, mild black sour, brewed without hops. And, this is something we're so used to having in beers. You spend half your life trying to spot what they've used and almost playing spot the hop.
Yeah.
It's almost nice to have a break.
Yeah.
And just go, these are the only flavours I can find that are apparent. Somebody could have brewed a beer like this with hops in it, but only achieved the same flavour kind of
profiles, yeah.
profile.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And at 3.3%,
it's a beautiful beer.
And I would very, very happily pop myself in the garden in the summer, high summer.
Yeah.
And I've just mowed the lawn, and I just want to sit back and relax and look at my handiwork and think, God, my garden's a mess, but at least the lawn's mowed. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And enjoy this. You could have it nice and cold. You know, this is relatively cool at the moment, but it's not freezing.
No.
Well, I think if it was too cold, you'd lose some of the flavours, but that's what it's for, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, most definitely. Me and Chris, our circumstances generally make us, well, not make us, but we choose to. We drink in a day. The kids play in the front of the house on the Xbox or wherever they do, drawings, and we have a drink in the back of the house. We do some beer reviews, and it's a nice experience. By 7 o'clock, the kids are ready to go to bed for school.
And so am I.
And so are we. So are we. We've had a good 6 hours drinking. Yeah, this is one of them beers that fit in that lifestyle, that 3.3%. Don't want to get too drunk, don't want to make too much of an embarrassment of yourself.
No, but you want a nice big boom of flavour.
Yeah, lots.
And it's be enjoyable, you know, that's the key.
Yeah.
I really like what Buxton have done it. This is a triumph. You know, you should really, really go and source this stuff.
And totally, because I know Buxton. If Chris said to me, name 5 Buxton beers, I'd be explaining they're more top, or they're beers with lots of hops. Yeah. Their Axe Edge,
Wild Boar,
the Wild Boar, the Black Rock IPA, Black Rocks. Lots of beers, lots of hops. They're known as a hoppy brewery.
This is departure.
Is a departure of that. They've actually said there's no hops in this beer.
But they've achieved a sharpness and that tastiness through the, well, how have they done it?
It's I think it's the yeast.
The yeast is the key.
The yeast that they've used in the beer is very sour. It's raspberry, as you say.
Yeah. Oh, raspberry. Yes, of course, raspberry. Yeah.
Blackberry.
And that's the brilliant thing. They've achieved a full, massive palette of flavour.
Yeah.
Missing what we would consider to be a key ingredient.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And it shows as well the flexibility of beer.
Yeah.
I know that there's certain numbers of wines, and wine does very well, but beer is so underestimated. Beer is so underestimated.
But I think what this really, really showcases for me is you've got here something that's so flavoursome, so packed full of flavour that it's making my lips pucker a little bit from that sourness, and that's great. I'm really enjoying that, getting into this. And yet you've got 3.3%. It shows that talent that the brewery team have obviously got to be able to conjure this up and take the risk to do it as well.
Is it Colin Strong that they've employed?
Is it Colin?
Colin Strong
for a bit, didn't he?
Has moved. Yeah, he's moved down to Buxton Brewery. I'm wondering whether this is Colin's idea. Maybe the owners. It doesn't matter. It's a good beer. It's a very good beer. Rating, Chris, for Wolfscote Black Sour by Buxton Brewery.
I love Buxton generally. I think this is a departure, but it's a brilliant departure. I'd very, very happily give this 9 out of 10.
Yeah. I agree. It's very unusual. It's very nice. It's very different. It's beer. 9 out of 10. Thanks to Chris for joining me. I'm going to give you a little preview of something we've got coming up.
It's to balance the 3.3%.
Yeah. Check out either this afternoon or tomorrow. We're going to have this Tsar Bomber Imperial Stout at 10%. Thanks to Chris for joining me. Put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer reviews and cheers.